Hello. Hello. We're here. We've got Gideon Yellow Gauntlet. Now, I believe I said I was going to do Gideon Red. Here's the thing. I think yellow is too good.
Yeah, just as a...
Every time I sit down to make a deck,
color.
every time I sit down to make a deck, I'm like, okay, let's think about the first couple of turns, how these play out. It's always like, well, what if my opponent has the initiative? How does my guy not die at the beginning of turn 2? And the answer is usually some sort of crafty smuggler stuff, right? Or in the case of Moff Gideon, your crafty smuggler can't attack for 3 on turn 2. So
that is really good.
I'm going to go through the inclusions in the deck lists and kind of talk about my rationale. It's possible this deck should just be Tarkin, right? It could just be a Tarkin brew. Now, the interesting thing about Gideon...
well, he lets you play stuff like Crafty Smuggler, right? So
you're right. And Gideon's
not going to do that.
Exactly. Tarkin doesn't let you. Plus, Gideon doesn't give up the initiative the way Tarkin does.
Right.
When I've played the Tarkin stuff in the past, Tarkin generally has to give up the initiative because it takes some amount of action. So the cost, not only do you have to pay one, you lose the cost of an action to get the stuff going, right? So, 1-drops, I've got Greedo, and I've got a 1-of ISB agent. Now, I've got a lot of 1 and 2-ofs in here because I wasn't quite sure what the right numbers on some of this stuff was. And a lot of the stuff that is conditional, I am not playing a 3-of. Okay, because I don't know when those conditions will be met. Part of the goal here is to see which of these cards perform well and which ones don't, right? So, yeah, exactly. And that was another thing with red. I felt like when you played red, you give up the ground, so to speak.
You give up space.
You give up the space ground, so to speak. If you don't, if you're just like focused on like the trooper synergy. I took like the Taggy Remnant Reserves 38 unit plan. I threw it in the dumpster and we started over from fresh. Okay, so we also have TIE Fighter. Now, if we're playing against Sabine, we can turn 1 play TIE Fighter. If we've got the initiative, we can play turn 1 TIE Fighter, and Gideon lets you trade the TIE Fighter into the A-wing if they play it, or a red 3 if they play it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they could pop the ECL, and I think that's a win. If you're popping, the earlier you pop ECL in the game, the more relieved your opponent is, right?
For sure, especially Sabine, because then it's like, oh, now Poe is like very answerable.
Yeah, Poe does nothing.
Wrecker.
Yeah, Poe and Wrecker are both way less scary if you have to pop the ECL before that turn. So ISB Agent Greedo and the TIE Fighter. In the 1-drop slot, we also have Timely Intervention and Hotshot Blaster. These are both, I've got these both down as 2-ofs right now. The reason I'm not playing more Hotshot Blasters is because this is non-vehicle only, so you can't use it on the TIE Fighters. You can't, and there's quite a number of TIE Fighters in this deck. So I dropped the Hotshot down to 2. I dropped Surprise Strike down to 2. And that's because we're playing Snowtrooper Lieutenant, because we do actually have a whole lot of Imperial synergy early. And I like Snowtrooper Lieutenant because it's a body. It can also attack up the curve with Gideon, right? So instead of having events, we do have them still. I think these both Hotshot and Surprise Strike. If I were to make a list of like the top 20 cards in the game, I think I would include both of those, and I think they would not be in the bottom 10. But Snowtrooper Lieutenant, I think, has a lot of synergy. Now, I've got No Good to Me Dead in here because I don't have clear Voltron leader removal.
So
and
that'll at least buy some time.
Yeah, No Good to Me Dead, I think, is good against a Darksabered Sabine. No Good to Me Dead is good against just Fett, because Fett can account for a lot of damage by himself. And so just using Vet's own tag...
That's also resource denial.
His catchphrase against him seems pretty good. This deck, I think, can play a tempo plan, but I'm going to play through the game and see it. we've got Crafty Smuggler and Seasoned Shore Trooper and Viper Probe Droid, and that's because I think this deck really wants to hit a 2-drop on turn 2. And then, but we've got some 1-drops because I think there's a line where you play another 2-drop and a 1-drop on resource
so like
3.
First turn you like 2-drop, second turn you like 2-drop, 1-drop.
Yeah, 2-drop takes out your 2-drop, another 2-drop, and a 1-drop, and that feels really powerful in this deck because then Gideon's giving you a lot of options. You want to expand. The wider the board is, the better Gideon is on deploy, right? So that's what we're shooting for. Now, I'm not building the deck 100% around Gideon's ability. It's just, you've got options, right? So we've got the 3-drop Nightmare TIE package, right? Both the 7 Fleet Defender and the Lurking TIE Phantom. And because I was playing these and I wanted to try out the Outland TIE, I figured, why not? Let's put in Triple Dark Raid. Okay, let's experiment that. Haven't played that in a while, not since the Boba Yellow deck have we tried a Triple Dark Raid, really. And we've got guys that we want to get into. In that Boba Yellow deck, the best thing, in my opinion, to Triple Dark Raid into was TIE Advanced. And we've already got a lot of Imperial synergy. And this gives us a way to buff our Gideon. And the thing is Gideon ability works on 3 cost or less. So if we're buffing 3 cost or less units, then the Overwhelm is more powerful, right? Like we're actually getting value from his effect. And we've got Tarkin in here to draw some cards because we do have quite a bit of Imperial synergies in here. It's possible he wouldn't make the cut in the main deck most of the time.
Yeah, we'll just see how it works out.
Yeah, I really like Tarkin against the blue-green decks.
Yeah, it's good against the Control-Y decks. Yeah.
It's good against the Control-Y decks because it brings out a body and it draws you cards, which is really important. And then we've got a 1-of Gladiator Star Destroyer because we could Triple Dark Raid into it, right?
Yeah, +1, but yeah.
Yeah, then that's fine.
That seems like a great thing to Triple Dark Raid into.
But you can Triple Dark Raid into it and give Sentinel at the same time, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because you get, not only do you get to put a big body in space, you get to give something else Sentinel. This deck has foregone Sentinel, and it's foregone life gain. So I'm not confident in the Sabine matchup. I think
say with every deck we've ever.
Yeah, I'm not confident in the Sabine matchup. That's just because the Sabine deck's just so efficient at doing damage. I think if this deck gets the initiative against Sabine, you can probably kill their units as it hits the table, and that's probably good enough, for sure. Right? Now, we've got Vader towards the end, just because this is your win con versus control decks also. He's just kind of too good. Not to mention that he goes and gets stuff down the curve. That's why we've got a 1-of ISB agent. Maybe we draw him and he's good. But Vader, like, when we've played games and Vader's put 2 units into play, he's kind of insane, but that does mean you have to hit a 2-drop and a 1-drop. So that's why the ISB agents and the TIE fighters are in the deck. You've got the options to hit. You've also got the Vanguard, you got the Seasoned Shore Trooper, you got the Snow Trooper Lieutenant, and
Still have potential to do that.
Yeah, and also Gideon's Light Cruiser. We're playing that because we're playing Gideon. We could Triple Dark Raid into Gideon's Light Cruiser.
That's insane,
and that gets us a discount.
Yeah,
I don't know if the deck is going to. It's not consistent enough to do this normally, but I think on 6 resources, because it reduces the cost by 5, right? So on 6 resources, you can Triple Dark Raid into the cruiser and then get the Snow Trooper Lieutenant and crack in for 9. Just 9 damage out of nowhere from the hand. You gotta hit it. You gotta have like the Snow Trooper.
It's in the
but man,
pile.
If you hit that, your opponent is just like, where did that 9 damage come from?
Yeah.
Right? So that's what that's there for. The Light Cruiser seems awesome with Gideon, so I'm super stoked to play it.
Even just getting back a TIE Phantom or a Defender is great.
Yeah, and like I said, it's possible this deck might just be better as Tarkin, because we sure do have a lot of low units that we wish we could buff.
I do feel like you've massaged it into a good-looking Gideon list that, like, it's not like you can just replace Gideon with Tarkin in this list.
Yes. Because Greedo and Crafty Smuggler look kind of silly in a list like that, right?
But they're really strong with Gideon, I think, especially Greedo.
Yeah, Greedo can attack up the curve. We're also playing Choose Sides just to see if that is cool in this deck. If we're playing a deck that's got a lot of 1-drops, why not, right? Against the blue-green deck, you draw, they've got an Avenger in play. right? And you're like, man, I'm gonna lose this game if I wasn't playing Choose Sides, right? So yeah, there you go. Only 2 Overwhelming Barrage. I'm not convinced that this is like a great Overwhelming Barrage deck.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times if these come out, the board situation where Overwhelming Barrage is going to help you out of the hole, like these will do like a fairly decent job, and these are your best targets.
So like maybe that should just be
Barrage.
like a third Vader, and
could be a third Vader, could be like some life gain stuff. Like I'm not playing Dark Trooper. That's because I honestly I really considered a Toro Calican package because Gideon makes him attack in for 4. You can also end up Gideon gives Toro Overwhelm, so there might be a situation where Toro comes out, kills something, and tramples damage. You play like a 4 lob.
Like Boba Fett too.
What's that?
You like Boba Fett.
You can play Boba. Boba unit attacks for 4 and has 5 health, right? So you end up with like all these 3 drops that are just like punching way up outside their weight class. So, all right. We also at Greedo, I think is like a 30% in this deck, something like that. 33, 35 perhaps. So it's like a 1 in 3 times Greedo should hit something. There's enough stuff there. So like I said, the biggest question is are the numbers right on stuff? I don't know.
Probably not, but like that's the point of just like figuring out what this should tell you, like what
this
is performing,
worked well,
what's not performing.
This underperformed. Yeah. I got more excited to play the deck as I was building it. I had to cut down from like 70 cards or something like that, which was a stark contrast to building Spark of Rebellion decks, where you're like scrambling to find cards to get into a deck.
You have like 43 cards, and then you're like, well,
yeah,
gotta find some more stuff. What else is cool?
Yeah. Cutting the Vaders made some room. Like I said, I wanted to try changing sides. I think changing sides is probably like you could imagine changing sides versus like Fett's Fire Spray.
Yeah. Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the whole the Boba Fett deck wants to win with Fire Spray, and you're just like, okay, we're changing. I didn't put. I don't think I would play Resupply, but I would play the Super Laser Tech, because you can use Gideon to have him attack.
Yeah, it seems very good with Gideon.
But I cut that. That was left on the floor. I think the spaceships. Like if you've got an option to play the Phantom TIE, or if you've got an option to play the 7th Fleet Defender. I actually think the 7th Fleet Defender is probably better in this deck because of the shield. It could trade into Falcon with Gideon, and that seems really powerful. The Phantom is mostly here for the Krennic deck, right? Like, the Phantom is not nearly as good against Sabine, because like you play the Phantom, they could even ECL Red 3 into it, and that doesn't feel bad at all. So the same sleeves, yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes, don't worry about it. It's not like stuff changes hands in this game a lot.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Okay. This got an interesting hand here. Got an interesting hand here. We're gonna resource that, but I may yet live to regret that. Okay. Let's Viper Probe Droid. I think this is really important. I want to know what I'm playing against here. Okay, we got a Fighters for Freedom. Okay. We got an X-Wing. Okay, down comes the X-Wing, sure. Alright, so next turn might be Sabine plus Daring Raid. Daring Raid kills the Probe Droid. I can see why Probe Droid's kind of fallen out of favor. So I am going to take the initiative here.
Yes, the 2 HP is not ideal. I think I will ping.
Okay.
And then pass.
Alright. I think that's an easy bin. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So let's play an Outland TIE Vanguard, and we're gonna give an experience token to the Viper Probe Droid.
I'll play Fleet Lieutenant and crack in for 4.
Okay. All right. I am gonna play Greedo.
I'll take initiative.
Okay. I'm going to have the probe droid attack you for 4. Now, a rebel assault is just absolutely devastating here, but that's fine. I live by the sword. I'll die by the sword. So, draw. That goes down there.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and daring raid Greedo.
Okay. Do I want to take the shot? I'll take the shot. Bang!
What the hell?
I'll hit the Fleet Lieutenant for 2. So I am. I'm gonna timely intervention the crafty smuggler into the Fleet Lieutenant to take it off the table.
I'll do damage.
All right. I'm gonna crash the TIE into the X-wing with Gideon's ability.
I'll deploy Sabine.
The probe droid's gonna hit you for 4.
I'll play Wing Leader. Buff Sabine.
All right. I'm going to take initiative.
I'll hit you for 5. And pass. Gain deploys on 5?
Deploys on 5.
As
yes.
a 3, 6?
Yes.
Overwhelm?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the question is do I bring out Gideon? You have not used your ECL. You could ECL and kill Gideon with an attack. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to overwhelming barrage, and I'm going to dump we'll kill the wing leader for 1, and then I've got 5 damage, which I'm going to dump into Sabine.
Okay, also been Sabine at your face for 5.
Okay. I'm going to run the crafty smuggler into Sabine.
Not with Gideon's ability?
Not a reason to, right?
You get overwhelm.
I do not get overwhelmed on this side, on the leader side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For a cause?
For a cause.
Yeah. Sounded like a for a cause. Oh, just 2, huh?
I'll put Poe on top.
Poe on top?
Yep.
Okay. Sure, I'll deploy Gideon.
Plays Marine.
Okay. So, all right, well, this is 6. This evens the ledger, or gets close to evening the ledger by going to your base. I can crush him and do 3 to you, but I think 6 to your base is better, right?
I'll take initiative.
Okay. Now I have to decide whether to Gideon the Marine. I don't think there's a reason to let the Marine hang around, so we'll kill him. This does set me up for Gideon to get ECL'd, but there's no avoiding that.
Doesn't happen anyway, right?
Yeah. All right.
All right, ECL. I'm gonna get Wrecker actually. I will blow up a resource to blast Gideon. No, blast this guy for 5, and then trample over Gideon.
Yeah.
So trample for 4. He takes 3.
I think I just take initiative here. I
I'll
could
do damage.
Sure. I could deploy a tie advanced here, but that's bad.
It's
I
pretty
think.
bad. Yep.
So, all right. Yeah. All right. Draw. Oh. Hmm. All right. I got triple dark raid. I die to Wrecker if he attacks though. So, we're going to Vader. That's going to get us the top 10 here. Missed a 1-drop. A 1-drop would be sick here because I've got like a seasoned shore trooper. So I have to decide whether I want the 7th Fleet Defender or seasoned shore trooper. I think I want the 7th Fleet Defender.
Thank you, Samuel. Woohoo! 3 months.
I mean, I know about the Poe. All right, and then Vader and Wrecker trade.
Okay.
Just like in the movies.
I'll play Poe.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the shore trooper. I mean, I know about the Poe, right?
Yeah.
It's the shore trooper. It's the shore trooper for sure.
Okay.
All right, and then I will take initiative.
Mel Sabine. And pass. That.
All right, now the question is do I just blaster into Poe with the shore trooper, or do I no good to me dead? Right, Poe, you got 6 open. I'm gonna no good to me dead, Poe. Let's start with that.
I'll play an A-Wing.
All right. Now, I'm going to triple dark raid. So top 7. 5, 6, 7. Let's take Gander. Play it -5, huh? Let's play the light cruiser. Light cruiser is gonna play this Outland and buff the short trooper.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I have 4 cause.
That's not enough.
No.
Boom.
Okay. Well.
Woo. That was a. I mean, that was like the rare game where we see an ECL wrecker
Not finish it.
Surprise strike. Yeah, I didn't have surprise strike. I did have the blaster, right? That
Pretty legit.
that felt like a clean win, right?
Yeah.
No life gain, nothing. Racing the whole time with the deck.
And you're kind of like, you did nothing on one of your turns too.
Yeah, I skipped my turn 6.
Yeah.
It was correct. It was.
Yeah.
It may not feel correct, but it was, right?
I'll be danged.
Yeah. I could an early draft of this had Bazine in it. I think if I were to sideboard, I think I would play Bazine.
Yeah.
Just because I think Bazine, I love. There's nothing more in card games that I love than looking at my opponent's hand and discarding a card from it.
Feels good. You have so much control. The turn I played Poe, I could have played
2 units instead.
Marine and for a cause. But I wanted to play Poe because it's just like another thing that's on the table and threatens you.
Yeah. If you so Poe demanded an immediate answer.
Yeah.
And I had different ways to deal with it. And after seeing the Vader, I think there was no. So the interesting thing between Vader and Triple Dark Raid is that you have an idea of what the other is going to hit because you've seen such a large portion of the deck. So I had an idea that there was a cruiser somewhere because I looked at 10 cards with Vader and shoved it under. So that was turn 8, right?
So you're like pretty likely to hit a cruiser.
Yeah, so I got pretty confident I could hit the cruiser. And that if I had a snow trooper, so the thing was like I felt like I was pretty safe to hit the cruiser earlier. If the snow trooper was in the pile and I triple dark raid, hit the cruiser, bring back the snow trooper, the cruiser kills you as the first action of the turn, Poe dealt with or no, right? I had the one up to you. The I had the Gladiator Star Destroyer in hand, and so I knew I couldn't hit that to get Sentinel. So
don't let you down.
How many Boba Yellow players we got? It's disgusting, frankly.
Our chat meta is all Boba Yellow.
It's disgusting, frankly. If I'm being honest. All right. Is it insane to get rid of this? It feels insane. All right. Crafty Smuggler.
Greta.
I'll take initiative.
All right, I'll pass.
You don't want to join the dark side. All right. Fair enough.
Look, it might be the last season that Boba Yellow is good. I say knowing that that's probably not true.
This does seem like it has more interesting tools than the rest. Yeah, that's the problem with playing Yellow. Yellow is one hell of a drug in this game.
Yeah.
Yellow is one hell of a drug. Okay, let's I don't think I will attack Greedo with Crafty Smuggler.
All right, I'll take a shot. Bang!
I
didn't know there was Boba Fett's armor in this deck. Is there one of it or something?
Or a 2?
A 2? I literally don't remember ever seeing
Nah,
it.
No, it's not. Yeah. It might just be a 1 of. I don't remember.
I'll play Bodhi.
All right, my hand is Surprise Strike, No Good to Me Dead, Outland Tie, and a TIE Fighter.
Surprise strike.
Okay. I'm going to play the TIE Fighter.
I'll take initiative.
I'm going to play the Outland Tie, and we're going to buff the other TIE Fighter. And I'll pass.
I'll cunning. I'll bounce the tie and buff Bodhi. We'll go
Bounce
for it.
this one?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's No Good to Me Dead Bodhi.
All right, that's probably fine. And I will take initiative.
All right, I'm going to attack you for 2. Oh, and then I can run out the Shore Trooper because he's No Good to Me Dead, right? He's not going to get to kill him for free. And then by the time he's ready to go again, I should be at 6 resources. And you can always deploy Boba and attack into it. That feels like a waste to me. So it's funny, like a week into the game, I'd be like, man, if your leader can kill like 2 or 3 guys, it'd be great. But it's like, if my leader is attacking a 2-drop, I feel awful. Like,
yeah,
I want the damage to the base. All right, so draw 2.
He's no good. He's no good. All right, I will play Forlom.
All right.
And run that into the Shore Trooper.
Sure.
And I will ready a resource with Boba.
All right, I'll play a 7th Fleet Defender.
I'll deploy Boba Fett.
I'm going to play an Outland Tie, and we're going to buff this Outland Tie. Can I race you in space is the question. Don't want to buff this. I think I want to spread the experience around.
I'll attack your base for 4.
Okay.
Ready to.
All right. I will attack you for 3. I could deploy Gideon here. You got 4 open. You got 3 cards in hand. This Gideon is like Giga Dead on the following turn to like a Zuckuss or some shit. Do I want? Gideon is effectively 4 damage here, but it's also like it's 4 damage and gain 6 life.
He doesn't give the tie +1 if it's not attacking a unit, right? Oh, each friendly unit that costs 3 or less gets +1/+0 and gains everyone while attacking an enemy.
Oh, I thought it was
not,
like
it's not
okay.
static.
Okay. So he's only 3 damage here.
Yeah.
But I could also like kill Forlom. Trading Gideon for Forlom plus like a Bodhi seems not bad. I can actually trample a damage over with Gideon if I kill Forlom because he has overwhelmed himself. I am going to attack you for 3. That is happening. Uncontrolled fishhook. What the? I missed that.
I'm gonna play Toro.
Could take initiative here. Could take initiative. All right, I'm getting 8 damage in space, and I'm getting beat the fuck up on ground. We have to get rid of some of this garbage, right? I just have to. I'll deploy Gideon.
All right, I'll take initiative.
All right, I'll have Gideon kill Forlom.
Okay. Barely touched since set 2 came out, and now I'm going to store Showdown tomorrow. The best of 1. Decided to take the easy way out place of being ECL. Well, yeah.
You'll take a point of trample damage.
That's totally reasonable.
All right, and then I will finally pass.
All right, I'm gonna play Cunning. I will bounce, exhaust. And no, can't do that yet.
Overwhelming Barrage and Gideon to kill Toro, I think. He's got +2/+2.
I'll surprise strike Boba Fett.
Okay.
For 7.
Yep.
I'm ready to.
Alright, attack you for 2.
I'll attack you for 3.
Okay. I'll take initiative.
Okay, I'll pass.
Cannot believe Gideon's alive.
I was thinking about first action Toro into Gideon.
Instead of Cunning.
Mm-hmm. But Cunning is like, this is real good.
Alright. I am going to search for my gun. Gideon's like,
where is it?
Yeah. I'm gonna hotshot blaster. And I think what I do here is we take out Bodhi. I get to trample for 2. Gideon's toast, but I take out Bodhi and I get 2 damage in.
Take her for 4.
Okay. I will hit you for 3.
I'm gonna play Fire Spray.
No good to me, Dad. That card feels so good in this deck. Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever played this card and had it feel as good as it does right now in this moment. Holy shit.
It's because of the tempo.
Yeah, because of the tempo.
Yeah.
I lose the game.
I'll take initiative.
Like, like I lose the game to this card without No Good to Me Dead here, right?
10 damage.
Attack you for 2. And then pass.
Okay.
All right, you got initiative.
Take her for 4.
Okay. Cruiser. Bring back the Shore Trooper. I actually wish that was the I wish I had the Snow Trooper, because then this cracks in for 5, puts you to 10.
I'll play Zuckuss. Bo's ability? That was last stream.
Died of the gun, a surprise strike. Do I have to take initiative? I'm like 2 points of damage. I can attack with this, but I die to a surprise strike or some shit on the next turn. I had to desperately searching down here.
Yeah, Gideon's Cruiser won last game.
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
It was, if I had the Snow Trooper. So the situation is,
do you need more Snow Troopers in that deck?
Maybe. If I Cruiser and Snow Trooper here, I hit you for 5. And then I can surprise strike and win on the next with initiative.
If I don't have.
If you don't have.
Yeah.
Well, no. So you played Zuckuss here, right? So I played this, you played Zuckuss.
Yeah.
If I play this, I get the attack in.
Now you take initiative.
I get the attack in, you play Zuckuss, I take initiative, and then I can win.
Gideon did beat Sabine.
Yeah. I have to get you close enough to die, so I'll attack you for 3.
Okay, I'll take initiative.
Yeah, I'll attack you for 2. I'll die to surprise strike over the gun. Draw. The trooper is right here. The trooper was the next card.
You don't have surprise strike or a gun.
You don't have surprise strike or a gun?
No. I don't. I mean, I guess I just gotta do damage and hope you can't kill me. I think that's my only play here. So attack for 6.
Surprise strike for 10.
Okay. All right. Very well.
The match was thrown.
Was it thrown?
That's what the YouTube comments are going to read.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Maybe I threw it somewhere.
If Justin were any good at playing Boba Yellow, Justin would easily clears that game. 2 Cunnings is
losing with 2 Cunnings, right? I mean, I guess the only questionable play was not attacking the Gideon with Toro the turn I played the Cunning, but I played a Cunning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I prevented
I always like the damage for Cunning.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, granted, I've got no good to me duds in this deck. That might need to be a 3 of because the tempo's insane. The tempo's insane. And my YouTube comment was spot on. Thank you, Jolker. Do you remember Boba?
I did remember Boba.
Catan's ability.
There was a time when I didn't remember, but I remember when I need it.
I don't know if this deck has a winning rate against that Boba deck. I was like 1 action for dead. At that point,
6 cards in the deck.
Yeah, at that point, there's like 6 cards in the deck that killed me. But still, I mean, double Cunning was like a crazy tempo loss for me. But the No Good to Be Dead won that game. Like, No Good to Be Dead saved me 18 damage or something, 17 damage.
I guess you know what I could have done. I had New Adventure. Can I play a New Adventure on your Cruiser?
It's 6 or less, right?
Oh, yeah. So, no. Okay.
You New Adventure by Cruiser, tap it?
Tap it, yeah.
It's my innate fascist tendencies.
It's fascist coded.
Yeah. Twitch clips taken out of context.
I love fascism.
Yeah.
All right, Krennic. Show me what you got. Show them who the real Imperial badass is. Man, I can't wait to see more Krennic and Andor Season 2!
Yeah.
I'm so excited!
Man.
He's gonna have all kinds
it's still
of
it's like
dialogue.
early 2025, right?
I hope so, yeah. I think it was gonna be late 2024, but I got delayed for production stuff.
Yeah, it's probably the writer strike and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want I think a real missed opportunity for an awesome Disney series is the post Return of the Jedi infighting between Imperials, right? Yeah. The Emperor isn't there. Like the whole time they're trying to backstab each other.
There's a book series that is based on, or that like resolves all that stuff. And it's like notoriously not that good.
Yeah. You could make an awesome
it
one.
good.
Because the thing is they're all villains. So you don't really care if they get their comeuppance, right?
Yeah, the Aftermath book series. What if Tony Gilroy just wrote that and like
Yeah.
was able to do whatever he wanted with it instead?
Chuck Wendig, the guy we have to thank for the Internet Archive being. I know it's not him. It's not like entirely him, but
Is
this Mulligan?
I think this is a Mulligan, yeah. The Battlefront 2 cinematics are a better Star Wars movie than we've had since Rogue One. I did like Battlefront 2's campaign. It was sick. I read that book too. I think we talked about that before.
It's Battlefront 2. That's Inferno Squad.
That's
right?
Inferno Squad, yeah.
Oh well, I had 6 units in my hand. Is that a mulligan? I had stuff to play, but I didn't have like any reactions, right? Generally against the control decks, I had some space stuff too, right? The reason space is important against the control decks is you don't really want stuff in the ground arena they can ECL the super laser tech into, right? I'm willing to bet your win percentage against the blue-green villainy decks go way, way, way up if they don't accelerate turn 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Darksaber. I strongly consider Darksaber. The reason is he's got Overwhelm. So you put Darksaber on him.
That's true.
And he just punches through somebody? Like, oh my god.
That's true.
I strongly considered it. And I don't think it's incorrect, for the record. I don't think it's incorrect. Did we actually roll? I don't think we did. Not for this one.
9.
9 again.
12.
3. You have initiative.
I'll take initiative.
Okay. Well, I only have ground units, so I'll play a crafty smuggler. Something to be said for something that lives through an ECL'd super laser tech.
I'll play a super laser tech.
Just playing it?
Yeah.
Just playing it?
You gonna run? You want me to ECL it into your shield? No, thank you.
Know, maybe you do. I'll take you for 2.
I'll take initiative.
I'm gonna waylay the super laser tech. I think that's neutral. There's an argument to waylay whatever gets ECL'd, but I think me trading resources here is fine. All right.
Fine, I'll resupply.
You convinced me. I got to figure out a resource here.
Fine.
Is it you? I suppose it's you. Okay. I'm going to play a Lurking TIE Phantom. This is on tap. So.
I'll get Krennic out there.
Okay. Let's let's attack you for 2. Or do I attack you for 2.
I'm gonna hit the shield.
Okay.
Oops.
I'll take initiative.
Pass. How do I kill that? I guess I don't. I guess I just don't.
I'm gonna surprise strike into Krennic. Get him out of the mix.
I'll resupply.
3 open. Yeah, let's have the Phantom hit you for 4.
Yeah, this is the first TIE Phantom that Krennic's had to deal with. To be fair, we haven't had many TIE Phantoms in our gauntlet. Like we don't.
Well,
even have a gauntlet
I think
with
it's
it.
actively bad against Sabine.
I'll take initiative. Yeah.
It's
for
actively mid against Boba Fett because Boba Fett's going to tap you or bounce you, the stuff that the Lurking TIE Phantom doesn't actually care about, right? Can't be captured, damaged, or defeated, right? So it can be tapped, it can be bounced, so it can be cunninged, and it's a 2/2. So the shield. Nah, he hasn't come out yet. All right, so you took initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to run Gideon out there just to get some damage? Do I want to deploy some extra units to the board? Vader comes down. No, you're at 8?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this lives through Super Laser Blast, right?
Yeah.
So, if I play 2 guys and you take the initiative and you have the initiative, if you just tee off with a Super Laser Blast to kill Gideon and an additional dude, how does that make me feel? Actually, you know what? Here's what I'll do. Let's Viper Probe Droid, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. All right, a Vigilance, double Vaders. Well, Vader doesn't kill Gideon. Vigilance doesn't kill Gideon. Vader doesn't kill Gideon, so I think I'm going to deploy Gideon. And then I'm going to attack you for 3.
Okay.
And I've used my Imperial spies to make decisions.
This thing. I'm undoing my thing. I'm not cheating, I promise.
Okay, I believe you. I'm forced to believe you on stream.
Yep.
Proid droid with overwhelm. Yes, sir.
I'll timely intervention this Death Trooper who'll do 2 damage and 2 damage, and then slam into Gideon for 4.
Okay. All right. You have set Gideon up to die to the. Oh yeah, because of the Krennic. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If you could remove that from the board, sir. All right. Get my damage in with Gideon before he gets taken down. I suppose so. Here we go. I'll attack you for 3.
I'll take him down.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's triple dark raid. This could be a little spicy. For 7. Oh, okay. That's pretty good though. That's pretty good. That's pretty spicy.
Oh. I'll take initiative. I'll take a pile of damage.
Yeah, this is gonna crack in for 6. This is 3.
How do I?
Oh.
I guess I am.
Do I continue to overcommit?
I mean, if I play Overwhelming Barrage, then you. I mean, if I play Super Laser Blast, then I die.
Yeah. Right. So Avenger doesn't. Timely intervention. Something does, right? Snoke. Does Snoke keep you alive? Snoke does not keep you alive versus this. I run this guy out. You could timely intervention the Walker. That's out, right?
Yeah.
Because you would gain 6. Yeah. So I'll run that guy out. This comes back to my hand at the end of the turn. Triple Dark Raid. We draw 2. Re-resource 1. I was tapped. I had 3 resources open. Vigilance. Okay.
Defeat, heal.
Defeat and heal. Attack for. I'll just triple dark raid again. Let's just do that. Let's just. Let's just see. Oh, we're in cruiser territory. We're in cruiser territory. Oh, we'll just buff them again. Let's just do that. We'll just buff them again.
I have to ECL into this thing
Yeah.
to not die.
You did get to filter through a bunch of cards, I guess.
It's a bunch of stuff that doesn't. I guess that is good. So I'll leave that on top. And I'll leave that on top. And 2 damage into this dude.
Into
that
the
was
Tide Advance,
Never
yeah.
mind. Just kidding.
Alright, we'll play the other Tide Advance that was in the hand that got bounced.
I am dead.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
I'm
now
pretty-
attacks for. Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh. Oh, that was fun.
All right.
That may have been the most fun thing that I've done in Star Wars in like weeks at this point.
Jeez.
But yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Great. I'm glad you're having fun. I mean that sincerely.
all right. Let's roll for initiative.
18.
That's gonna be funny when I have a garbage tier matchup against this Han red
Right.
deck.
Yeah, I don't see how though. Like I feel like this is,
I think this deck.
I don't know.
So my rationale with Emperor Yellow towards the end of SOR was don't lose the early game,
Mhm.
right? Don't lose the early game. Use the Emperor to win the late game, right? But the first important thing is don't lose the game before turn 5, right? And so I built the Emperor deck around that as best I could. And Sabine Yellow, specifically Sabine Yellow, gave me a run for the money, depending on what kind of draw, depending on how many Falcons plus 4 causes they drew, because those were just bad against me. It's just actively awful. So I do love some Imperial Green Yellow. This deck feels pretty good.
I feel like that's true Taserface, yeah.
Right.
At least it gets like I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Han can kind of play around that stuff though.
Yeah, you don't have to use his ability,
Yeah.
right? That's the thing about it.
Who won the roll? I know
I don't know. We rolled, but I don't think we paid
Okay.
attention to it. Let's actually pay attention this time. I got a 50. I think maybe you did, but
All right.
you did it. You won it fair and square.
I did.
The second time, regardless. Han is the control player. I don't. You gotta
Who's
think about
the beatdown?
the thing about Han is you gotta actually have something on the board to threaten the opponent with, right? Like if it's turn 3, neither of us have units, and you pillage me, then that's probably good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if that's not the case, if I've got units and I've dealt with the stuff that Hans put forward, then you probably don't want to. You probably don't want to pillage, right? Oh, all right. Well, that for sure. All of these for sure. For sure. Does it get rid of this? It feels kind of. I feel like this could win the game. But let's go in there. And then I gotta ask myself if I want to draw cards or not. Because I drew a Tarkin. This is the first Tarkin I've seen. Is Tarkin good in this matchup?
Boring. 2/3 that draws cards. 4 resources. Boring.
Boring.
Not even a TIE Phantom with 6 experience counters on it.
It was pretty good. All right, we'll put him down there. All right. Go ahead.
Han Yoda.
Okay. We are gonna play the Crafty Smuggler. So the thing about that Han deck, you cannot let these stupid Force dudes hang around. You just can't let them do it. Because I think they're what wins the game. Oh, huh? It's the deck that's got A-wings, right?
I do.
I don't know what the resource here. I got too many, like, I guess it's that.
No covert strength. The Yoder.
If I had a surprise strike. Let's play an Outland tie. This card has actually been real. I hesitate to say insane, but I think this card's been pretty good in these matchups, right? Because it changes the math on these little donks.
Pleasure for 3.
Do I hit you? Do I take initiative? Hit you for 3. Do I fight Yoda for being a punk? For being a little punk?
Put it to him. Give him the business.
Give Yoda the business. I think I attack your base for 3.
I'll take initiative.
And then I'm gonna play Greedo. And then I'll pass. I wish I'd kept the Tarkin.
Okay.
Nah, Gideon, you have to attack a unit. You have to attack a unit with Gideon to get the +1, so.
I'll play Village.
Alright, so I got a pitch to... I don't want to say this is a disaster, but this is certainly not good. I guess it's Vader and Snowtrooper Lieutenant.
I mean, I guess you see the Snowtrooper in the discard pile for later.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's been a constant complaint of mine. So I'm gonna no good to me dead the Yoda.
On this R2. I'll leave that there.
Greedo into your base for 3.
Take initiative.
Outland into your base for 2. Is the Crafty Smuggler shield worth keeping Greedo around? I think so. So I'll have the Crafty Smuggler kill R2. And then done. Yeah, I wish I had Tarkin. Tarkin would have been an excellent follow-up. To the pillage. Now I just kind of I have to like grimace, rip the top 2 cards of my deck and pray they're good from this point forward in the game.
I'll pillage.
I only have 1 card in hand. Does that matter to you?
That's all I got.
I
want to discard it.
Yoda does not untap, sir. Okay. Sir. Yoda does not untap. No. Okay. No. All right. Out comes Gideon.
I'll play Han.
Greedo attacks your. Does it make more sense to attack with the smug? Yeah, I'll attack with the smuggler for 3.
I'll attack Greedo.
Okay, I will take the shot. Greedo, take the shot! Bang! 2 damage to. Do I want to get rid of Yoda or do I want to get rid of Han? I think I'll do 2 damage to Han.
I'll take initiative.
Ty.
That was my attack.
Yeah, sorry. Ty is going to attack you for 2.
I'll take initiative.
We can have Gideon kill Han and trample for 2. Whether that's better, like, I don't know if I want to kill Yoda and let you draw a card, right? All right, and then I'll pass. Triple Dark Raid. Triple Dark Raid. Do I have to? No, the question is, do I have to keep the card in my hand in case I get like force thrown? Whatever. I can't play around it. Good.
I'll attack Gideon.
Okay.
Restore 2.
Triple dark rate, save me. Save me, triple dark rate. Get cruiser. 7. Cruiser. Cruiser. In comes the snow trooper. Cruiser attacks you for 9. Boom. Oh yeah. Oh, woo. We're playing Star Wars now. Oh yeah. Triple dark rate's been insane.
It has been insane.
like legit insane.
Oh, it binds all things to kill the crafty smuggler.
No. Ty attacks you for 2, or is it worth getting the initiative here? Ty attacks you for 2. Ty attacks you for 2.
I will play Gideon or Poe.
Okay. I'll take initiative.
Pass.
I guess it's something like this. Okay. I'm gonna overwhelming barrage the snow trooper lieutenant to kill Poe. Feels terrible, but
I'll Luke the lieutenant.
okay. Attack for 2 or take the initiative. This is like I have to attack for 2 because otherwise I go backwards in damage. This Yoda has been around forever.
Yeah, I have to attack.
Okay.
Yeah, him and the crafty smuggler were staring each other down.
Yeah, neither could kill the other. I will take initiative.
Yes.
I'm gonna cruiser back the snow trooper, hit you for 4. Gain 5, put you to dead to the cruiser. So you have to kill the cruiser plus, right? You can even crate and you're dead still. Right, like if you play a crate dragon, you still die. Now you could, in theory, redemption, but this does have overwhelm, interestingly enough. So
I'll attack you for 6.
okay. I will take the initiative.
Okay. I will force throw a crate dragon at
Oh,
the Gideon
oh,
cruiser.
all right.
I will then. I'm gonna attack this lieutenant.
Sure.
And heal 2, and then I'm gonna Han in redemption. And I think I heal. Let's see. 7. Let's heal 3 off my base with that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Then I'll pass.
All right. Let's rip another cruiser, please. Cruiser. Okay.
Luke literally threw a crate dragon from Tatooine into space to kill the cruiser. I give him the Bowser. Whip it around.
All right. Let's.
So long, K-Dragon.
Let's play a tie advanced and we'll buff the Vanguard here.
I'll attack you for 6.
I'm gonna overwhelming barrage this tie advanced. So this is now 6 damage. Do we gun down the redemption? Might be the I can't like if I could kill Luke, I would just kill Luke. Blast the redemption for 6.
Tag of Luke.
Yeah. Hit you for 6.
Not the right percent. Heal 3. And you hit me for 6.
Yeah.
I'll take initiative.
And I die, yeah. Died of the Luke attack. Damn. Woo. Damn. That was a good game.
It was a good game.
That was a good game.
Look, when you can force throw a Great Dragon out of that at a Star Destroyer, that's a fucking good game of Star Wars. Anything.
The Redemption had 6 left, right? Redemption had 6 health. Yoda would not take any overwhelming
4 health left.
Was that?
Had 4 health left, right?
The Redemption has 9 health base, right?
Yeah. They had 5 on it, right?
You healed for how much? You only healed for 3. So he had 6 health left.
It had 5 damage on it.
So
I had 4 damage, 4 health left, right?
You healed for 5.
It took 2 damage with Han, and I healed 4.
Oh yeah, you're right. I get 2 damage into something. Right?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'd probably dump the damage into Luke. Maybe I don't really want Yoda dying and having him draw like another card, but maybe the restore 2 is probably. I don't know. It's tough to say, right? Yeah.
Either way, those are fun games.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that was my thinking. Was I could only kill one of his units, right?
Yeah.
Now I could. There's an argument to. No, the problem is my Outland dies, but there's an argument to. No, I don't have Overwhelm because Gideon died. How many ever turns ago? Now, would this deck have been better as Tarkin? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's a different deck.
I think it's a totally different deck, right? Because you don't get to play. You don't get to play crappy.
I mean,
smuggler.
the Gideon's cruiser only works with Gideon.
Yeah.
And that was
there's no Moff Gideon unit yet, right?
Right.
So, and the cruiser was like insane.
It was sick.
The cruiser, like the
it was
cruiser.
Gonna win that game if I didn't have the answer right. I mean,
yeah. Well, right. Well, and it was force throw plus dragon plus gain a bunch of life. Yeah. Right, like that's and I don't feel bad about that loss, right? Because it was like I got
double pillage.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. Right. And I bend the Tarkin, and you pillage me, and I Tarkin, and I draw 2, and the top 5. Like, yeah, I feel a lot better about that game, right?
Yeah.
So,
it was really close. Really close.
I mean, like I basically said how many actions in a row did I say check? Right. Basically.
Yeah. Exactly.
So.
Okay.
I think the only thing I wouldn't have done different is kill Yoda instead of Han. Yeah, there was an argument to get rid of the Yoda. I did not want him to draw cards. That was what it boiled down to. Is I did not want to give him any more cards because I was so far behind. Right, like I was dreading the force throw. Once I had only 1 card in hand, the force throw just like trucks me. Right, so
yeah, the Yoda did clean up a lot because I had like it binds all things in my hand the whole time that I was trying to kind of set up too. If you had killed Yoda, and because I was also worried about you not killing Han and then killing Han before I could use Han.
Yeah.
Right? Because I kind of wanted you to kill Han that turn because then he's back into activatable. Yeah. I don't care if Han's dead, right?
Yeah, maybe if I kill Yoda, I win that game.
Maybe.
Yeah, because Yoda healed for several more after that,
and he
right?
cleaned up a bit on the board.
Yeah.
He killed
he killed the smuggler. Killed the smuggler. And it was going to be at least, I guess you could have, I don't know when you drew the Luke. Did you draw the Luke so that you could power him out? With Han's ability the turn before, when you had 6 resources, could you play?
I think I didn't draw him till the next turn.
Okay, so you drew him at 7.
Yeah, I drew him at 7.
I mean, I don't know. You can't play around when your opponent draws the stuff, right? Yeah. You have to try to play around. Sometimes your only option is to not play around the stuff. Let's go back and take a look at the Boba game. I think is a great example of that, where it's like, I'm dead if he's got it. The only way I win is if I do this thing.
Yeah.
So I got to set up the possibility. In retrospect, I was really pleased with this deck. I gotta say, really liked how this deck worked.
Would you tweak some numbers probably?
I would tweak some numbers. There's definitely some stuff I would put in the board.
Yeah.
The choosing sides, I think this deck's got enough game against blue-green. You may not need choosing sides, but you may need to stack enough stuff in your favor just anyway.
Yeah.
I think if you Lurking TIE Phantom and you buff it a shit ton, then the blue-green decks fall over.
Yeah,
they
that's
just
probably true.
fall over to that card. The blue-green villainy decks do not know what to do against it.
I mean, I don't think I had a card in Krennic's deck that I would have had to like timely intervention the Avenger to like attack it.
Yes.
And I didn't have enough resources to do that.
Yeah. And then at that point, it was trade the Avenger.
Yeah.
Because it buffed so much.
Exactly. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.
If you're looking for something to take to your locals, if you're looking to take something at your locals and you want to try something a little different, this felt good. This felt like the Tarkin deck.
And people won't know what to expect when they sit across from Gideon. You're like, well, did you just open a starter set?
Yeah.
This noob?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're like, I got the Gideon's Cruiser.
Yeah. Triple Dark Raid, insane.
Yeah.
So the thing about Triple Dark Raid is I do think it gets better. So you could make a slower control version of this, right? And Triple Dark Raid into the Reinforcement Walker.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's another thing that you could play at that.
That's super good.
I was looking at the expensive vehicles. I considered playing the Skiff because it is a vehicle, so you can Triple Dark Raid into it. And it has ambush, so it's basically like a lightning bolt as soon as you play it. So you can play like a shore trooper.
Does it say when you play it ready yet? Does it get to ambush and ready, or is it?
It says, I believe it comes into play ready, but
it doesn't really work like that.
Well, what works is if it kills something and lives, it goes back to your hand on the next turn, and then you could play it, and it's got ambush on the next turn as well, right?
Fair.
So I considered the Skiff in the deck. Triple Dark Raid says search the top 7 cards, costs 5 less, and enters play ready. Returns the owner's hand at the end of the phase. So if you hit the Skiff with it, you can either ambush with it immediately and kill something, which I think will happen some chunk of the time, or you. But the thing is, it goes back to your hand to be used on 4 resources anyway. So yeah, there's some flex in this deck. There's definitely some flex spots. I would not compromise on the Crafty Smugglers.
They're so powerful.
Years. They're too good in this deck.
Best unit of all time. Best 2-drop in the game.
Yeah, and the vehicle package I think was easily what won that game because I a lot of those games I was presenting some sort of space threat and we were fighting on the ground. Right.
That's true. Yeah, like I wasn't really contesting your space stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, TIE Vanguard's attacking me for the whole game.
How far behind on the ground was I in the Boba deck?
I mean, I had 4 units to your none at one point, right?
Yes.
So pretty far.
So.
Pretty far.
Skiff does need a green unit for ambush, but if you don't have one, it comes into play ready, and then you can attack with it, then it goes back to your hand.
That's true.
And it's a green unit for Gideon. Now, it doesn't have any synergy with Gideon's ability, but it's basically like a 4-lom.
You can play it as like a 1 or 2 of also.
Yeah, that was the thing.
If you're wanting to hit off the Triple Dark Raid.
Right. I had 1 of vehicles that you had like things you could hit. Now, I was playing 2 of the Cruiser.
That's a 3 of dog.
Might go to 3 because it was insane
it's so
in those games.
Because you always wanted to hit it. Because you had so many. When you had 6 resources, you were like, I want to be hitting this Cruiser off Triple Dark.
Yes, yeah. So I think the Cruiser is a 3 of.
Yeah.
You can. I looked at there's the 9/9 Walker that when it kills something on the ground, you can any excess damage you can do into another unit. I considered playing that because on 6 you put a 9/9 into play, kill one of their dudes, kill something else potentially, or it's just 9 damage to the face.
I feel like you're doing stuff like that. You want to do the Super Laser Tech plan then too because
you can just play
to that turn.
The problem is that it doesn't do anything on its own. The Cruiser, on the other hand, was like play the Cruiser plus get a dude. And if you're getting the Snowtrooper, I might go up to 3 of on the Snowtrooper. I did have the Crafty Smuggler, and then I had a Snowtrooper in the hand. I was like, this doesn't do anything. So yeah. Now I guess I could. It does get you net +1 action, right? Because you could play against the if after you attack with Yoda, I could Snowtrooper the Crafty Smuggler into Yoda, get him down
Yeah, you
to
just
3
get the
health.
attack. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I get the attack plus the body, and
Yeah.
then on the next turn, then Gideon can.
Yeah, I think
attack
maybe
it, so-
if you don't necessarily always have to care about getting the +2
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Snowtrooper. Getting an action out of it is great.
yeah, and then if you could turn it into a Gideon lets you trade up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I think that makes
I don't
sense.
know. There's a lot of room. I would. This is one where like if I was playing locally and I put this on the table and I played it for like a day, and I was like super pumped about it, I would probably maybe change 10 cards in it. Because like if you wanted to make the Sabine like a stone cold lock, then like Reinforcement Walker comes in.
Yeah, because if you're like on the brink of death or whatever, and
you-
Reinforcement Walker gets dropped
you
on
triple
6
Dark Raid.
resources.
You triple Dark Raid, gain 6, plus
Yeah.
kill Poe or Wrecker or something like that, and then have a Walker in your hand for like a turn or two later. Like that feels like a dub to me.
Seems pretty good.
Feels like a dub to me. And it wasn't like I got pushed off the ground. I had more units than the Sabine
But Gideon
deck
just,
early.
per his ability, is
Yeah,
very contesting
Yeah.
the ground, especially with the Crafty Smuggler.
exciting deck. Glad I played it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching, y'all, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.